Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled at the foot of towering mountains, there lived a young man named Arun. From birth, Arun had lived a comfortable life. His family was wealthy, his friends were kind, and his future seemed all but assured. Yet, despite his comfort, Arun often felt an emptiness he could not explain. Life, to him, felt monotonous, without meaning, without spark. One day, an old wanderer arrived in the village, tired and weathered from his journeys. The villagers gathered around him, curious to hear his stories of distant lands and adventures. Arun was no exception, and he eagerly approached the old man, asking, "You've traveled far and wide, faced hardships, and seen things I can only imagine. But tell me, is it really necessary for someone to struggle? I've lived without trouble, yet I feel lost." The wanderer smiled gently, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Let me tell you a story," he began. "Long ago, there was a butterfly that struggled to emerge from its cocoon. A young boy watched it, moved by its struggle, and decided to help. He carefully snipped the cocoon open, allowing the butterfly to emerge with ease. But something was wrong. The butterfly's wings were weak, and it could not fly. What the boy didn't understand was that the struggle to escape the cocoon was essential. It forced fluid into the butterfly's wings, strengthening them for flight. Without the struggle, the butterfly would never soar." The wanderer paused, letting his words sink in, then continued. "Arun, life is much like that butterfly's transformation. Without challenges, without struggle, we remain untested, our potential unrealized. The mountain climber strengthens not in the safety of the village, but in the hardship of the climb. It's not the summit that makes the climber. It's the journey, the perseverance through struggle, that transforms them." Arun listened closely, but still felt uncertain. "But what if the struggle breaks you? What if it's too much?" The old man nodded, understanding the weight of the question. "Not all struggles are fair or equal. Some are indeed overwhelming. But even in the deepest struggles there is a choice, to grow, to adapt, to learn. The tree that bends in the storm survives, but the rigid one snaps. Life may test you, but it also teaches you the strength you never knew you had." Moved by the wanderer's story, Arun decided to leave the village for the first time in his life. He embarked on a journey up the mountain that towered above his home. The path was steep, treacherous, and filled with obstacles. Many times he wanted to turn back. The cold bit at him, the rocks cut his hands, and doubt weighed heavily on his mind. But with each step, he learned something new about endurance, about his own inner strength, about the beauty hidden in hardship. Weeks later, Arun returned to the village, changed in ways that words could not express. His body was bruised and scarred, but his spirit was alive. The emptiness he once felt had been replaced with a quiet confidence, a deeper understanding of himself and the world. He sought out the old wanderer and said, "You were right. I didn't understand before, but now I do. Struggle isn't something to fear, but something to embrace, for it teaches us who we are and what we can become." The old man smiled warmly, his eyes twinkling once again. "You've learned the greatest lesson, Arun. Struggle shapes us, not to break us, but to help us grow. And now, like the butterfly, you're ready to fly." From that day forward, Arun no longer shied away from challenges. Instead, he faced them with the knowledge that through struggle, he would continue to find strength, meaning, and purpose in life. And so, Arun's journey, like that of the butterfly, was not defined by comfort, but by the struggles that helped him soar.